Hey guys, welcome back to Raw Doing Stuff. Today we're gonna smoke some corned beef brisket. I picked this up, it's 4.2 pounds. So I'm gonna show you how I smoke the corned beef brisket. Doing this for St. Patrick's Day, so here's my recipe. Alright guys, so what I have here, I've got a bucket. Before everybody panics, says this is a non-food grade bucket, the food police get me. I have a bucket liner in it, so we're safe. We're not bleeding harmful chemicals into our food. Anyway, I'm going to take my corned beef brisket. Now some people say they take it and rinse it off in the sink. What I do, because I like to keep things simple, I just throw it in the water. So you want to soak this because if not, because of it being corned beef and obviously cured in salt, it's going to be extremely salty after you cook it, because usually you take these and you boil them in water. Well, since we're not going to boil it in water, because that takes a lot of the salt out, we need to get some of that salt out of it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put this in this water. Luckily it's cold enough outside. It's about well, it's 32 degrees out here right now, and it's just going to get colder tonight. I'm just going to leave this outside right here on my table. And what I'm going to do is usually if you're going to rinse it, you can change the water about every 6 hours. But since I'm not rinsing it, and I'm just going to throw it in the water, I'm going to let that soak for about 2 hours. Then I'm going to change the water. Then I'll come back and change it every 6 hours for about 8 to 24 hours. 24 hours is best, 8 hours will do. I've done it both ways. So anyway, we got this soaking. We're gonna change the water out several times, and in the morning we're gonna get it put on the smoker. All right guys, good morning. It's a little chilly out here this morning. You can see my breath. We're out on the porch, or the patio again. We're gonna smoke up this corned beef. We're gonna make up a simple rub here real quick because it's cold, so I'm not gonna take much time sitting around about it. And then we're gonna get it over on Lewis, the pellet grill. So anyway, I'm going to bring you in closer and let's get this mixed up. Alright guys, so to start out with, I've got 1 tablespoon of mustard seed in here. The next thing we got to do is our black pepper. Half a cup of black pepper, 1/4 cup sugar in the raw, 1 tablespoon granulated garlic, 1 tablespoon ground coriander, 1 tablespoon granulated onion powder, and 2 tablespoons of paprika, just to add a little bit of color to it. Because you'll see when I pull this out of here, the color of that meat after it's soaking doesn't look too appetizing, but it's going to be appetizing. It pulls all that red color out of it. So we're just going to get this mixed up just like so, and that's our rub. We're going for more of a pastrami taste here than a traditional corned beef. I think corned beef's, for me, it's too salty. Anyway, I'm going to get this corned beef pulled out of the bucket, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so we got the water drained mostly off this, and you can see, I'll show you the color of that. It's pulled a lot of that brine, a lot of the salt out of it, which is what we want for what we're doing. You can do it any way you like. Like this. And it doesn't. We're just going to trim this just a little bit because we want to get down to the meat and get that rub on it. I'll leave a little bit of fat on there. We don't want a lot. Man, it's cold out here this morning. See what I go through for you guys. I could do it inside, yes, but I like being out here when I'm smoking meat. It just seems right to be outside. Alright. That's all we're going to do there. This little fat piece right here we'll take off the end here. That's all I got to do. My fingers are getting cold and I can't feel them anymore, so we'll throw that in there. I'm just going to dry this off real quick with some paper towels. Next, a little mustard slather on there, help our rub to stick. I usually don't use mustard on beef, but on this I want all those spices to stick really well so that I can get a really good bark. I want that nice pepper crust on there. Just like so. Get rid of this glove here now. And the next thing I gotta do is just get the rub on here. Alright, so then we're just gonna get this seasoned up. It's probably way more seasoning than what we need, but I'll put that in a jar and save it for next time. This isn't a very big corned beef here, but we'll season liberally. So I've decided on my videos I'm not real good at telling people the time it took, which of course we always cook to temperature, not time, but I'm gonna start getting better at that. So anyway, I've started this at, it's 5 o'clock in the morning when I started, because I think it's important to know kind of a start to finish time. That way it's not going to be exact for everybody, but it's going to give you a pretty good idea of what time it's going to take you from start to finish to do what I'm doing. Alright, we got that seasoned up. That looks really good. We're going to get it over on Lewis, the pellet grill, and just let the smoker work its magic on this piece of meat. Alright guys, so we got old Lewis here. He's cranked up to 275 this morning. It's come up to temp good for cold weather. I don't bother using one of those fancy blankets or anything. I just plan on going with a few going through a few extra pellets. My opinion is it burns a little more, but it also puts off a little more smoke, so you get a little better smoke flavor. My experience. Anyway, we're gonna shut old Lewis down. I'm gonna go back to bed and try to get warm, and we'll see you guys in a few hours when we hit about 160 to wrap this thing up. Okay, this thing's a steaming. We better get it wrapped up. Alright, that's it. We're going to put this back on the smoker and let it go till it gets to like 200 degrees. We have reached the temperature of 200 degrees. We're going to pull this off. It feels good and tender. We're going to get it off the smoker, let it rest for an hour or so, then we'll slice this up. All right, guys, our brisket's done, or not brisket. All right, guys, our corned beef is done. We're gonna unwrap this and see what we've got. Now, just so you know, I told you I'd keep you up to date on the time. We're sitting right at about 10.5 to 11 hours. Oh man, that looks good. So 10.5 to 11 hours total cook time from start to finish. And man, it looks good. You see this? I'm gonna bring you in closer so you can get a better look. All right. We're gonna slice this up. See what we got. I'll cut this. I got the camera on the wrong side. Turn this around and show it to you guys. Look at that. Look at the moisture in that. Just pulls apart. All right, guys. So, all right, we got her mostly sliced up enough. I'm gonna have to have a taste of this. Good stuff there, guys. That'd be good to make a sandwich out of, just to eat. Man, that is excellent. I'm gonna slice the rest of this up. I'm gonna get it inside, and we're gonna eat it. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up and a like, and we'll see you on the next one.